Sometimes it feels like the moment you get to the point where you're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. That is when your manifestation shows up in the 3D. So why does that happen? Before we delve deep into that one, hey legends, I'm Cerise. I'm your self-agency mentor, and I help you remember who the fuck you are so you can allow yourself to experience the things you want. So we hear a lot within talks about manifestation that you have to detach, you have to let go, that you have to not want what you want anymore in order to have it. And none of those are really true, or the idea of those things is incorrect. So detachment, for example, is not about not wanting what you want anymore. It's not about not caring about wanting what you want anymore, or about the thing that you want. Like, I just don't care about that thing, person, or situation anymore. It's not about that. But I understand why it can seem like that when you get to the point where you're like, you know what, fuck this, and you kind of get to the point where you don't want it anymore, that's when it comes through. So what's really happening here is, in that moment, you have finally released control. And so I like to personify the idea of a higher self because it's easier to kind of, for a lot of people to wrap their head around the concepts, right? And I think this is why the idea of God and Jesus, as far as religions, can be comforting for a lot of people, right? And the Bible, as I've mentioned many times before, is just a manifestation manual that is teaching manifestation in the way of metaphors and stories. I think where it can go a bit awry is that it gets taken literally, but I understand why people might go like turn to religion as far as the thing that helps them release control and allow more, having faith, right? It helps them have faith more easily. That's all releasing control and allowing really is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be religious or follow any religious texts. But also, I believe all religious texts are teaching manifestation. Okay. So again, personifying the idea of your higher self, universe, God, source energy, whatever, however it lands for you, right? I'll use all of those words interchangeably, but I usually say higher self these days. If you think of that, even though it's just literally like the ones and zeros that everything is made up of, like it's the code that's writing the 3D. If we personify it, and it can be easier to think of yourself as like a bigger version of you standing over the game board, changing analogy slightly, still a game, not a video game, game board, orchestrating everything for you based on what ideas you were anchoring yourself to, who you were deciding you are. And when you're still in control mode, which a lot of people fall into as far as the law of assumption manual of manifestation, right? I can control and make things happen by willing them into existence with my thoughts, which can happen, but ultimately that is rarely the most sustainable, enjoyable way to go about things. It can be done, but it can't be kept up, because eventually burnout is inevitably going to happen. You are still trying to control everything and exerting so much energy to make something happen that it will require that level of energy consistently to keep it around for most people, just because of the energy you're coming at that manifestation from. Meaning, usually once your manifestation comes along, you're still scared of it not lasting. You're still trying to control every aspect of it. You're seeing things through a lens where they look a certain way that they're actually not, because you are still manifesting from not knowing who you are, essentially. But we're not going to go into that here. I'm trying to keep this more concise, even though I usually do honor the tangents, because there's something in there for whoever's watching. So your higher self is putting things into place based on who you've decided you are, which anchors you to the experience that you want to have. And then all you need to do from there is just to go along for the ride. Sometimes it's going to seem like things are not working in your favor because you're seeing them through the lens of the human experience, right? The character and the 3D experience, which appears logical. That is how things work here. So even when things happen in a like very miraculous way, you will be able to look back a lot of the time at how you got there, hindsight, right? And be able to see all the pieces that were put into place for that experience to come along. But when you're in it, oftentimes it's not going to seem that way. And that is where the want to control things, fix things, etc. happens, comes into play. The character starts to go, I need to do something here. And your higher self is above you going, hey, I just put all the pieces for the most efficient way to get to where you want to go in place. And now you're trying to control the situation by moving them. And I'm having to recalibrate, reposition everything to create a new, more efficient route to get you to where you want to be. What are you doing? And every time you do that, your higher self creates a situation or an opportunity for you to go, okay, enough. If you can get to the place where when it's just little things happening that are a little bit, that feel a bit like uncomfortable, and go, I don't need to do anything. I've anchored myself to my end goal. This is part of it somehow. It may not feel good, and that's fine. I can feel shitty about it, but I'm not going to try and fix it. If you can do that, then it stops there. But if you keep trying to fix things, your higher self is going to make things a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit more frustrating. And for some people, like it did for me, which I've mentioned in previous videos, it might take the character getting to the point of burnout for someone to go, I actually don't have the energy to try and fix this now. I have no choice but to rest. Or just to the point of like such utter frustration where you're like, fuck this shit. I don't even want this thing, person or situation anymore. And in those moments, you are finally releasing that control. The character is finally going, it is what it is. But you can get to that point sooner by just reminding yourself of who you are, reminding yourself that there is nothing left for you to do. You have already done it. You have already, again, anchored yourself to your end goal, and things are happening in line with that. Manifestation isn't logical. The 3D world appears that way, but manifestation is not. And I know, don't get me wrong, like I know how scary it can feel to just let something be. I used to have terrible anxiety. I used to be an anxious person. I'm not an anxious person anymore. Do I experience anxiety here and there? Yes. That is your internal compass, your higher self, trying to steer you away from what is not part of the most efficient route to your end goal. But the thing is, the times, especially in recent years, where early on I've just gone, it seems like just letting this be and not trying to fix it would be stupid. But I'm just going to let it be. I'm just going to release the control. And I'm going to choose to do things that feel better than this right now. That is when things have happened in just ways that I would not have been able to orchestrate myself. I did share one on the community tab on YouTube recently about getting a free phone. If you've gotten anything positive out of this video so far, don't forget to like, share, comment, and or subscribe. It just helps push my videos out to more people. And if you'd like to comment below just to help me with the algorithm, but you don't know what to comment, just put a sparkle emoji because we're creating real life fucking magic on this channel. So at the start of December, I got an email from my mobile provider saying that my phone was going to be disconnected by the end of that month, December, around fucking Christmas time. Great timing. With less than a month's notice, my phone, the model of it, was going to be disconnected from the network. It was going to be bricked, is what we would call it here. I don't know what we'd call it anywhere else in the world, but basically it becomes a brick, it's useless. And the moment I got that email, I was like, fuck, I haven't like prepared to be able to buy a new phone right now. And I just went, do you know what? I won't be without a phone. I just remind myself of those things. Like, I will never be without a roof over my head. I will never be without a phone. And like, I use my phone for my business, obviously, as well as keeping in touch with people who I don't know anyone who has a landline at home anymore. So, and also we carry our lives pretty much on our phones. And I was like, fuck, this is just not an ideal situation. But I just reminded myself who I am and reminded myself that I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to book a couple of calls. I don't know if I'm going to get money for Christmas. I don't know if this, that, or the other. Like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm not going to be without a phone. It's fine. Focus on the things that I'm doing right now. And I called the provider one day to ask them about it to make sure that it was legit and all that sort of thing. They were like, it is legit, but all you need to do is upgrade the programs on your phone. So we did that. They disconnected me from the network and reconnected me and said, you should be fine. And then a couple of days later, I got another email saying your phone is going to be disconnected. So you need to take action now. And I was like, well, fucking Jesus Christ. So I called them again. I was totally calm about it. I didn't know, like, I didn't have any expectations from the call. I still had that end goal of like, I won't be without a phone. It's fine. And I called them and I said, hey, I called the other day about blah, blah, blah. You guys told me that I just needed to do this. I've just received another email saying that the phone is still going to be disconnected at the end of the month. I haven't really planned for, like, with less than a month's notice to sort this out. So I'm just making sure, like, do I still need it? Because when I called the other day, they said that the upgrade, disconnecting and reconnecting me would sort the issue. And the lady basically just went, give me 1 second. She went and spoke to her manager. She comes back and she goes, we're going to give you a free phone. But we usually would only give these to elderly customers, but we're going to give you a free phone. And I didn't expect it to be a decent phone by any means. But I was like, okay, cool. That's a relief for now. And then when I'm like ready to look into new phones and all that sort of thing, that I didn't have the time or space to worry about it initially when I got the notification, I was like, then I can do it then. And she goes, it'll arrive in 5 to 7 days. I was like, thank you so much. You've been so helpful. That has taken, a load off because I need the phone for my business and blah, blah, blah. And the phone ended up being a decent phone. The camera is really good, which is the main thing for creating content and things like that. It's a decent phone. So I know that for a lot of people, a phone might not necessarily be something that flags as something important to them, right? Again, running an online business, having a phone that's connected to the network is pretty important, being able to use it. But apply this to anything that you're manifesting. In that moment, I did take action, but I wasn't tied to that action being the way it came about. It just happened to be. But either way, I wouldn't have been without a phone. And there's other things that have happened as well that I'm not ready to share just yet on here, but that's a real life example that happened very recently. All the ways in which I can help you, just by the way, are linked below, including my new way of coaching, which is real-time reality checks. You can message me in real time, and unless it's the middle of the night here in Australia, I will get back to you relatively quickly with a voice note and just remind you who the fuck you are. No wrapping anyone in cotton wool, bringing you back to the real reality, which is not the 3D. But there's a bunch of other ways in which I can guide you as well down below if you're interested. Interested? You know what I mean, shush. So a little self-check-in that you can do when you go to do something, to control something, to try and make something happen, is to ask yourself in that moment, do I feel like I have to do this right now to experience what I want? And if the answer is yes, that action should not be taken in that moment. Again, there are my cheat codes. Those are the ways that I personally, so again, it's not the cheat codes, it's not the techniques, it's not the tools or anything that I'm manifesting, but those are just things that I kind of happened upon when I went through the burnout that I've talked about in other videos that helped me naturally release control and trust more. I don't do these things as like a daily practice. And if I do, they are on auto mode now, like auto mode? Autopilot, that's the word. They're on autopilot now. I do notice that I take deep breaths and I sigh and things like that, which are regulating and all that sort of thing. I naturally choose what would feel better in this moment after allowing myself to feel the way I feel about it and not shame myself about it. You don't need to stop yourself from feeling the way you feel. When a feeling comes up that is not ideal, that doesn't feel good, don't freak out that that's going to stop you from experiencing what you want. It won't. And the more you try to stop feeling that because you think you have to in order to experience what you want, the more it will linger because you're keeping it in play then. But if you just let yourself feel it, it will pass. It will pass so much faster. Same with your thoughts. Don't freak out about your thoughts. When you just let them happen and be like, okay, these are thoughts that don't have any effect on what I'm manifesting, what I want to experience. they will pass. They will stop ruminating. And some people find offloading to someone and getting it out of their head. I do. Sometimes I'll just call my mom and be like, I just need to empty my head of this. I don't need you to fix it or anything. I'll be okay. But I just need to get this, like, empty my mind of this. And my mom, for the most part, when I get her at a good time, which is most of the time, it's just that I usually call her at work in those moments. She's like, oh, I'm busy sometimes. That really helps. It gets it out of my mind. You know, some people will talk to themselves around their apartments and get the same effect. For me, that doesn't work as much as when I say it to someone. So my cheat codes: feel good things, self-concept as in treating yourself how you want to be treated, not doing I am affirmations, although you can if they actually feel good to do. But if you feel like you're doing them to make something happen again, then you're missing the point. And what's the third one? I haven't talked about these for a while. Nervous system regulation work. That really helps. Again, you don't have to do those things. Okay. When you're doing them from the place of I'm doing the things to get the things, you're missing the point. Do them because they feel better than what you were doing before. So the real crux of all of this is if you don't choose to release that control and trust, your higher self is going to create circumstances that happen to force you to do that. So before getting to the point of burnout or utter frustration where you don't even want what you want anymore, and then it comes in and you're like, well, fuck, I don't even want you anymore, whatever that is, thing, person, or situation. I've done, I think I shared this story actually, where I was checkout chick when I was in high school, and I really liked this guy, and he would like flirt with another girl in front of me. And eventually I was just like, I knew that I was like, on a superficial level, I thought, I'm better looking than her. Okay. Again, I said it was superficial. I was 16 or 17. Don't at me. I'm not saying it's right. That's just what was going through my head at the time. And I just went, you know what? Fuck this. And not long after that, he asked me out on a date finally. Okay. But that was my higher self going, like, this, if this is what it takes to help you release the control and trust more, then that's like what I'm going to do, because I don't know what feels good or bad to you. I just know what will get you to the end goal that you want. And at the time, it was that I wanted him to like me and want to take me out, wanted to date me. So that's what happened. I went on the date as well, but by that point, I really was over the idea of him at all. And the date was not great, to be honest with you. You terrible kisser, terrible. Alex, if you ever see this, I'm pretty sure by now your kissing talents would have improved quite a lot, considering that was like 23 years ago. Don't do the math. Okay, if you want to watch a video about how you're keeping yourself in the middle by trying to fix it, you can watch it somewhere on the screen next. See you there.